Hello ladies, Chelsea here with week 3, day 2 of the 8-week challenge. Today we're going to be going through a lower body workout, so I hope you guys are ready for this one. We are in week 3 now, so we are putting in the work. Like I mentioned in the previous video, if there are some exercises maybe that you have been doing the modification for, this week I want you to really start pushing and try and challenge yourself. So maybe if you've been modifying, try for at least a few repetitions to do the full prescription. So if you've been doing push-ups on your knees, maybe you can try for 1 or 2 push-ups in the traditional push-up position. Just really challenging yourself, putting in a little extra effort, and really trying to work so that we can continue to make those improvements. So for today, exercises that you may need equipment for. Equipment-wise, we could use our loop band today for lower body. Or if you have a set of dumbbells available, that's also perfect. Since it is a lower body day, I would say your heaviest set of dumbbells probably will do something at least 10, 15, 20, whatever you have available is perfect. Okay, so for our first exercise, we're gonna be doing a body weight squat with a hip abduction. So this is a new movement that you guys have not yet done. So you potentially could probably use your loop band for this. But being that it's 2 movements put together into one and there's a balance element to it, it's already a pretty challenging movement. So you can try with the loop band if you would like, but I would suggest trying without first. So what we're doing here is a body weight squat. We've done these plenty of times. However, the difference is as we come up, we're also doing a hip abduction movement. So hips are going out. So we have abduction and adduction here. The way I always remember it is, this is so funny, but one of my exercise science professors in college taught me this. So abduction, you're being abducted by aliens. So we're going out. And then adduction, we're adding it together. So we're coming together. Okay, so it's going to look like this again. Squat, abduction, squat, abduction on each side. Next, we have good mornings. So this is an exercise that's really going to work our hamstring and glute muscles. And if you have a band, you can progress it by using your band. So I'm going to put mine on here. But again, of course, I always write all of these exercises to be able to be performed with absolutely 0 equipment. So for the abduction, I'm going to stand to the side to demonstrate. We're going to be keeping our legs mostly straight. However, we never want to lock our knees out completely. So there should be a very soft bend in your knee, but mostly straight as you go through the entire movement. We want to keep our core tight, our back nice and flat. And what we're going to be doing here is we're bending at the waist, nice flat back, feeling that nice stretch back here in our hamstrings, and then coming up and squeezing the glutes at the top. So again, forward, forward, forward till we feel that good stretch. Up, 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 good glute squeeze at the top. If you are choosing to use your band, super important here. I've mentioned this on other exercises, but we want to make sure that we are doing a hip abduction movement with that band. So what I mean by that is I am using my hips to turn the knees outward and push against the resistance of the band through the whole movement. If my knees are coming in like this, that tells me that the band, that tells me a few things. One, probably the band is a resistance that is too heavy for you for the movement. So if you have a lighter band, go ahead and move down to that, or you may need to just remove the band altogether. The other thing it could tell me is potentially I just need to focus more on abducting throughout the movement. So watch, I'll do it from the front and kind of show you what I'm talking about. So here, I'm gonna be doing it incorrectly, and watch my knees, how they go inward. So it would be like this. We don't want that. Instead, we want this. Abducting with the hips, pushing out against the resistance of the band through the whole movement, forward, 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 up, up, up. So that is our good morning, is what that exercise is called. For our next superset, we have plie squat pulses. You guys did these last week. Toes pointed outwards, like a ballerina stance. And then we are going down, but we're never coming all the way up. We're just pulsing here for however long I prescribed this week, probably 30 seconds. I can't quite remember. Next exercise we have is a single leg deadlift. You can use your dumbbells for this. So that's what I'm gonna do here. So we are, with just one leg, keeping it close to our body if we're using the deadlift, down and up with the glute squeeze at the top. This is one that I told you guys you may want to hold on to a bench or a wall, something like that for. So without the dumbbell, I'm standing all my weight on one leg. I'll do this one so you can kind of see. All my weight on one leg, and I am down, sitting back, and up. What I'm not doing, I'm not bending forward, and I'm not keeping the leg straight throughout the full movement. There's a bend to the movement, and I'm trying to, just like if I were doing a squat, I'm trying to make sure that my knees are not coming too far over the toe. So again, I'm not bending forward, and I'm not bending the leg like this and leaning all the way over. Instead, I'm keeping nice and tall with the top of my body, and I am down and up. If you don't have a wall or a bench available or a stool to hold on to, but you want a little more stability, you can very lightly plant that back foot while you do the movement. So down and up. If you are, sometimes, especially this is a great part about being able to work out at home, we don't look like total weirdos. A lot of times it can help with your mind-muscle connection if you actually put your hand and feel, you know, where the contraction should be, if that makes sense. So here we should be working our glutes and our hamstrings. If I put my hand here on my glutes, I should feel it contracting. So that's the single leg deadlift. You'll do a certain number of repetitions on one side and then the other leg. And then to modify that, I already mentioned holding on to something will definitely help. The movement itself is mostly difficult because it incorporates a balance element to it. So maybe if your balance isn't quite where you want it to be yet and it's difficult, you can lightly hold on to something. Okay, then we have our lateral squat walks. We did these last week. Remember I told you that you can use the band to progress the movement, but this was the one that we did 5 this way, 5 squats in place, 5 this way, 5 squats in place. So if you need a demonstration of that, you can go back to last week's videos and look through it. Or I'm sure there's a link underneath the exercise on your exercise prescription sheet to a YouTube video. Okay, next we have clamshells. So I'll move our video down here. This is an exercise we're gonna be on our side. You can use your loop band if you want. If you're gonna use your loop band, put it up here above the knees. For this one, you're gonna be laying on your side here, and we are opening up like a clamshell. So picture that. So we're here, we're opening, down, open, down, open, down. This exercise is gonna work those glute muscles, and again, we're doing that hip abduction movement. And then finally, a finisher. You guys will be doing jump lunges. So you've done these, jumping lunges. To modify those, you can step it out rather than jumping. Pop squats, you guys have done those as well. Again, you can do air squats in place if you need to. I really want you to, like I mentioned, be pushing yourselves this week. So I really only want you modifying if you have some sort of lower body injury that is gonna prohibit you from doing a jumping movement. If you don't, I would like you to, at least for half of your repetitions or half of your sets, try and do the jumping movements. And then finally, we have a burpee with tuck jump. I will demonstrate that one because that one is new. It's exactly what it sounds like, a burpee at the end, adding a tuck jump. So we're here, burpee, up, tuck jump. If you have been modifying your burpees and taking the jump out, then I want you to, you can continue modifying the burpee portion, but I do want you to do tuck jumps too, even if you have to split those up. So say you do 10 burpees the way you've been modifying them, and then after that you do 10 tuck jumps, that would still be fine. So that is all I have for you guys today. If you have any questions, feel free to shoot me a message, an email, a text, whatever's easiest for you. And I hope that your workouts are going well.